The biggest thing I would say, and I'm just sort of speaking from experience here, and you guys are definitely welcome to ask your own sort of, hey, I ran into this is what's been going on, questions. Something I've kind of seen has been a common denominator is like basically separating yourself from your business as much as you can. And really what that means is like operating out of first a dedicated business checking account that's separate of, like your own personal stuff, because if you don't know where your numbers are, like that's going to be really tough. Are either of you guys, I guess, operating out of a personal checking? And if you don't feel like sharing, then
No.
No, I'm not. All of my stuff is separated.
okay, good. Yeah, that's sort of number one. Number two is, do you guys have credit cards you use for your business of some sort?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I'm not saying like a debit card specifically for the reason of like not tying up your cash. Like, do you guys have credit cards for your business?
Yes, I have
Yeah,
Chase.
credit.
Okay.
Yep, I've Chase too. Yeah. Same.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And then it doesn't necessarily matter what you guys have for cards at the end of the day, as long as it's for your business and it's completely separate. I think there's a lot of people who don't do that. And actually for Staffify, like I actually don't use a dedicated credit card I have a credit card I use dedicated, but it's not in Staffify's name, if that makes sense. Like I have my own credit cards for Fly Listed that say like the word Fly Listed on it. But then for Staffify, I chose, and the only real reason I did that was business credit cards have like kind of shitty rewards, if that makes sense. So I ended up just taking a consumer credit card because I've spent probably $3 million on my American Express from Fly Listed. And dude, if I did that with any of my personal cards, like I'd have first class tickets to anywhere in the world at any time I wanted to. And it's just sort of not, it's just sort of not the case, unfortunately, with consumer credit cards. So that's like the big thing of knowing. And for those people who are just like watching this after the fact, like if they need recommendations for cards that are good, I'm always happy to make some. I've unfortunately been through everything now. I've been really happy with American Express. Has been actually really good. And I think
hear good things about them.
Yeah, they're good. They actually just came out with a new card, which I switched over to, and I love it. And then Capital One Venture X also has, and if somebody wants to say like, hey, maybe I'm savvy enough to be responsible to run a personal credit card that I'll go and apply for, or go and maybe I already have it and I'll dedicate that to business use. Like you can still do that, because at the end of the day, all that really matters is how you keep, how you mention that when it comes down to like accounting. Are both of you guys using QuickBooks too?
I'm not, but I should be.
I was, and then whatever plan I had, like I had self-employment because I had it from like 5 years ago, and then they stopped doing that one, and I lost a bunch of data, and so I've been and it happened in the middle of summer when I'm busy, so I need to re-sign up with whatever. They have like 10 different versions, so I need to re-sign up. And
yeah, they do. And like I'll send you a link to the one we use. There's no other way I would go about knowing your finances. QuickBooks, I've seen people doing like other versions of, I guess, like some version of accounting software. I've seen like HoneyBook, and I've seen a million different ones. I use QuickBooks for both companies.
Yeah.
Works amazing. And now with ChatGPT, so basically what I do now with QuickBooks and how to manage my finances and how you guys should ultimately manage yours is when you go into QuickBooks or whatever you have, and I'll say this much, is that if you're not using any like internal accounting software just to like manage your expenses and stuff, like it's tax season becomes a fucking nightmare, right? You're leaving so much money on the table, because I go into like my QuickBooks, I wish I could pull it up, but unfortunately sensitive info I don't want to just put out into the world. But the thing is like when I go out, let's just, as an example, go out to a restaurant with my girlfriend or some friends and stuff, like I went out a few times for my birthday last week, like I'm gonna make sure to expense that stuff. And if I will choose to expense stuff based on where the company's financial well-being is, right? Like if I know coming up at the end of the year, like I'm gonna have to pay a lot in taxes, I'm definitely gonna be more creative with my write-offs. And paying taxes is also not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, if you're paying taxes, you're making money and you can prove that. And that's also like the caveat to this is like, okay, like last year I paid $34,000 in taxes. So, I don't know what I reported for income, but it was whatever less that is. So over six figures, that's all I guess I can say from that. And the point I'm getting at is like, it's good in the sense that I needed to show a lot of, I needed to show that I made, I don't think that's a lot, but I needed to show that I made something, because a lot of people will basically try to operate at a loss for as long as they can. And for you guys, I think like it's fine to operate at a loss, like for your first 3 years. So wherever you guys are at, like, meaning you're not going to have a tax bill, you're basically getting as creative as you possibly can when it comes to like your write-offs and stuff, because that is the best way to do it. And now what I would say to do is like, if you have QuickBooks, you would go in and you can go into either your profit and loss detail, which is a report on QuickBooks, or your management reports. So if anybody in the future is watching this, you can take that exact financial snapshot of your business, and I would do either a quarter's worth, or I would do 3 months individually. It's sort of doesn't matter, but just to start helping you get on the right track. The other, and you can dump that into ChatGPT, which is 100% how we've been operating. Before this, it was, we had set aside budgets and stuff for certain things, and we would try not to exceed them. Now it's like a lot more done in real time. It's based on our, down to the day where things are at, right? And for us now, it's really down to the month. So at the end of the month, we're taking that management report, profit and loss detail, and there's basically one called the sales performance, and then there's one called the management report, which is a lot more intense. It's generated with a few clicks of the button. You set the dates that you want that report to be generated for, and you are putting that into QuickBooks, and you are asking, I have some prompts which I'll follow up with you guys with, but asking things like, hey, how is our operational efficiency different from the last 3 months? This was, this is October month to date. Look back at May, June, July, August, and September, and tell me what trends you see. The other part of this, and this is like the most absolute critical, is you need to go into your credit card statements and dump that credit card statement into, you need to take like at least 3 of them. Shit, I would download all of 2025 if I were you guys. And I would say pick out things that you see trends with, right? Like, because a lot of us, unfortunately, like, whether we're micro transactioning our own businesses, lunch here and there, and we're on the other end of this, not paying ourselves well, or barely getting by, or being like, fuck, like things are looking a little bit rough. That's where you're going to know how much gas to dump into the engine. If you're doing fine and this is not a problem, great. Then you should start to identify some trends, right? Hey, look at this, look at that. Hey, tell me how much I spent on video editing last month. Hey, how is that trend variable? Like that's what I say to a lot of my clients looking at like video editors, for example. I say, go look back and see what you spent in 2025 on video editing, and then get back to me. And there are a lot of them are like, oh, I'm at like $42,000. I'm like, well, that's, and then how many orders have you done, right? So basically figuring out that you guys have to know your financial picture. Like I could run this 10-week program with you guys just on the finances of your business and how to operate your business like in a way that pays you guys well, because everybody has different goals, but I think at the end of the day, everyone just wants to make some money.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. Something that kind of caught me by surprised, like in terms of just like you don't realize, because obviously there's a difference between gross profit and net profit, right? Your gross profit is like I know that, like I know how much money I'm spending. Like whenever I do a 2,000 square foot house, I know what I charge and I know how much I'm paying for the delivery platform and I know how much I'm paying my editor. And I know that's about 30% of that price. So 70% profit. But then you take into account all the overhead and stuff for the month, all the random subscriptions you're part of. That's my big thing. And I'm doing exactly what you said. I have all my bank statements. I'm going through everything line by line because I've let myself in the busy season, like this season, it's the busiest I've ever been. I made more money, but I also spent more money because I'm just swiping my card just to solve problems and do this and do that and try this software. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, $40 here a month, $50 there a month. Next thing you know, I'm like, I have like $1,500 in just random shit coming out. And like, if I only do 10 grand that month, then that's like a big portion of that, you know?
It is. Yeah. And I don't disagree with you. Like, I think as a whole, so just some solid numbers to think about. Number one, I would always budget 10% for all of your editing expenses for each project. And until you can get to that, you need to either increase your prices or decrease your costs on editing. It could be a combination of both, but 10% needs to be the target. And I'll tell you why. It's because labor is going to end up being like closer to, I don't know, for us, it's cheap. It's about 25% labor. That's a really like good target labor rate. So now we're looking at 35% of our products and services are, and as somebody who doesn't have employees, like, sure, you can be a little bit more aggressive and probably allocate about 20% of your budget towards editing if you're going to be completely hands off and you don't have like other employees or anything to support. But when Flylist had started, we haven't changed our real estate pricing and for any of our real estate services since the last 4 years. We haven't changed the pricing. And the reason is we set our pricing high at the very beginning. So now it's probably pretty close to being what we would call market price aligned. I wouldn't never use the word, hey, I'm cheaper or hey, I'm more expensive. Just say, hey, we're market price aligned for the type of work we do, right? And everyone's like, oh, you're more expensive. No, we're market price aligned. Having said that, like I would make sure that if you need more money from your real estate agents, and this is so funny because I see this question asked so many times in these Facebook groups of like, hey, I'm thinking of raising my prices. Number one, if you are going to, you don't tell agents, let them figure it out themselves. Does Publix tell you or you guys aren't Publix shoppers, but
I get what you mean though.
The Publix isn't telling you when fucking milk's going to be $2 more expensive. You probably don't. Most people don't even notice it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The right people don't notice it. I mean, for me, like I'm pulling up to the gas pump and paying whatever the fuck the thing says. I'm not like, last week it was 13 cents less, whatever, right? That's where you guys have to sort of position yourselves of like, hey, this is my business. Now, if you need more money from your realtors, you add new services at whatever premiums you are trying to operate out of a deficit. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so I have my core services, my photos, my videos, HDR, drone, all that, whatever. All of what you can get from me as a real estate agent is on my website. The prices are there. My AOV is about $600 something, relatively high. If I am finding that real estate for any reason, maybe I'm doing less orders this year and I need to make up some ground, I typically will go and add a new service to my portal. Now, I was just having this conversation with my team like an hour ago. Like we're getting to the point now where we're considering not even doing twilight photography because this nano banana thing is so fucking good, right? And for me, that's going to save us a lot of money. Now, is it going to work? It might work for 50 to 75% of the market. I mean, the photos are just as good, if not better, right? I don't know if you guys have seen them. And if you haven't, like, you can basically put a photo into Nano Banana on Photoshop. Is it Photoshop or Gemini? I can't remember. Either of the two. I mean, I could find out in a second on Google, but and you can convert a Twilight photo in a second. That literally is like there's the old school virtual Twilights, which are little Vietnamese editors would do for you that were like, this is rough, but it could work. But I mean, this is like to a T as good as photography. So right now we're selling 2 photos for $99 as a promotion to get people to jump on that, because it makes it's a very good hero shot. It's an incredible hero shot. So if you're just talking a photo order, right, or even something that has more than just photos, you know, now you've added an extra $100 to each of your orders. So the way I'm trying to get you guys to think about this a little bit is you're kind of deviating against indirectly increasing your prices. You just add services and you try to build, you know, that way. Because the amount of money that like, listen, if your prices are really low, like for sure raise them. But if you've been in business and operating and sustainable, and you have a good book of business, and you think just because you should know your clients, or your clients historically a little bit cheap, or are they like, hey, fuck it, let's, you know, go crazy. And if you answer that question and like you think to yourself, how would your clients react? And because I do need to raise my prices, what am I raising my prices to? By how much? Right. And you guys can do that. You guys can hide it a little bit, and I still recommend doing it. Again, not pricing yourselves out, but you will have much more success getting more out of adding new services. And this kind of comes back full circle to, if you look at your business as an economy, you pretend your business is a nation, right? So it's its own country. That country is operating with some form of an economy, treating your business as its own economy. When things are good, when things are bad, right? For you guys, diversification is another big part of this, right? Like the reason my agents, I've even thought about lowering my prices on my real estate side. And the reason is because my commercial B2B clients make up, like my numbers are still the same, if not more, right? It's because my higher paying clients are paying even more. Instead of quoting 5,000 a month, I'm quoting like 6,400. And that allows you, when you treat your business as this economy, that allows you to keep your real estate pricing where it is now, or, you know, where it should stay for, as you know, the longer you keep it consistent and flat, the better the perception of the market will be. And, you know, people will know, hey, I can get 3 photos for $99 a block. Like they'll be able to reiterate your pricing because it hasn't changed in 10 years. Kind of like Costco. You think Costco's fucking making money off selling 50-cent hot dogs or whatever? No, they're getting money from you everywhere else. So that's how you guys have to operate too. Now, this isn't necessarily financial advice, but this plays in the realm of, if you're kind of eating some shit in real estate, your AOV is, if your AOV like isn't $500 an agent, like that's a good indicator that you need to you need to go and work that economy a little bit harder and find other people to bring up your entire businesses. Because you'll have your real estate AOV, and then you should look at like your business's AOV as a whole, all things combined, agents, monthly recurring clients, architects, builders, and all that whole thing. That should be $1,000, 2x that 500. And until those are like some numbers that should never change in your business. And if you're not there, like those are now your new goals to get there. But it's gonna be challenging to get there if you guys don't know. And I'm assuming I'm on Tonomo. You're on Tonomo too, Michael, or no?
No, I'm on
Ario, right?
Ario. Yeah, because Tonomo doesn't make sense unless you're doing like at least 300 listings a year is what my calculation was. Something like that. Ario was cheaper.
Got it. Okay, so you should be able to get that information of what your AOV is at the minimum for at least real estate. So having said that, you need to be very aware of what that looks like for you guys. Now, Michael, is your VA, is she speaking to your clients yet?
Yeah. Just through email right now. Mostly my editing team, but starting to get more comfortable with replying to some clients.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So is she at least texting them?
Not quite yet. I'm in the process of moving everything over to open phone and like getting people transferred from my personal phone. So not a ton of people. I'm still like, hey, I got a new number. So that hasn't quite happened, but she's helping with a lot more with coordination with my other photographers actually.
Yeah, okay, got it. So what the point I'm getting at is you need to also be outreaching to your clients that and letting them know basically like every single order should have a few different touch points. Number one, to confirm it, I think it's better done on a phone call. Like, hey, hey, Michael, this is Paul calling Fly Listed. Just wanted to confirm our appointment next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Did you have just a second for us to ask some questions about it? The answer is always going to be yes. They like this matters to them. This is their fucking keys to getting this thing live and marketed. So they're not gonna say no, which is great. They're already like, oh yeah, sure, what's up? So that's where you need to go in. Every order needs this so-called confirmation call. I'm trying to see if I have a script for it. Let's see.
That just feels like a lot of work.
But yeah, but dude, for every order you don't upgrade and get them into something else, so you need to pull up the listing in real time, right? Or at least fucking Google Maps. Sometimes you can find the old shit on Zillow, and you just, hey Chris, I see, or hey Michael, I see that there's like a, there's a big plot of land out back. Would it be cool if we got a drone out for this? Now, of course, Michael, I know for you can't fly a drone there, but hey, we're doing these twilight photos, or hey, a lot of our agents are getting floor plans for their listings. Is that something you need? Everything should be a recommendation versus like a hard pitch sell. So because you can say, hey, I'm just going through my notes. I just need to check some boxes. That way the photographer knows the services that they're doing. Did you need a floor plan to go along with this?
Yeah.
Yes or no? I mean, dude, if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So
yeah,
you need to be doing that. Confirmation calls are paramount, bro. My VA Sarah's doing that right now. She upgraded $6,000 worth of additional services last month.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
I listed it's like $1,800 a month, so it's like fucking no brainer on that. So, and the reason I'm saying that is because, and tying this all together is because those two numbers, the 500 for your real estate AOV and the $1,000, which I think is a pretty soft goal for your agency's collective AOV, meaning your furniture store. Nice video, by the way, Tevin. I saw you pop up. That couch was pretty sick.
Yo, that shit was wild.
But going through and knowing those two numbers, 500 and 1,000, so your B2B stuff is going to help make up that second number, but you need to know those 2 points here. You also need to spread your finances out in the form of just a simple spreadsheet. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. Because QuickBooks is good, and I don't really believe in spreadsheets in the sense that I don't think you should be doing anything with spreadsheets besides visually knowing what's what, who's who, sort of deal. Let's see, I don't know this is totally accurate. It's pretty accurate here. Last year, I think last year's is not right because we did 1.1 million last year, but being able to go through, like, I mean, this is our first month, for $449, and then this is what a month looks like when you have no employees and decide to take a vacation. So being able to track this stuff out, you guys need to be looking at your monthly sort of operating as a breakdown, right? Because look, up here I got my averages. I can expect an average of $64,000 every single August, but again, like this August we did 102,000. So I'm just looking at these averages here just to be able to know what's what, because this is also going to help me plan out quite a bit. Again, we don't use this a whole lot. We just punch a number in here. because we've kind of switched over to using some other tools. But for you guys, just sort of getting this financial snapshot figured out, at the very least, just something with the months on top, the average in this corner, just by doing AVG, average of your columns, and then 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm sure at this point, ChatGPT could make you this CSV in a few seconds. Yeah. But you guys need to know your numbers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I know this looks fucking crazy, but really I'm just trying to follow the green line here. Every time I see that green line underneath any of the other lines, because this is now my current operating year, it's telling me that we underperformed that month, right? And that's, I mean, this is, you know, this is in the realm of what happens sometimes. Like last August, we did 122,000. This August, only 102. But now I know August is a fucking pretty bitchin' month for us because it's historically, so now I can plan for it. Like next August, I want to make 150,000. So I need to know what, like, this is going to help me figure out. A biggest thing is like, hey, like if my guys are looking to take a bunch of time off in August, I'm probably not going to approve it. But if they're looking to take time off and, you know, here, September, well, not even so much September, but October, November, December, really for us, November, December, January, that's like fucking eat shit season for us, even up to February. But probably for anybody who lives in a place where they see a little bit of snow, that speaks true for most of us. And I'll be interested to see how these winters go, because winter is busy season for us here in Florida. And that's the whole reason I moved here, is because I was like, fuck a slow season.
Yeah, that shit's tough.
And it's very tough. It's extremely tough. So how do you keep your team employed? How do you keep yourself fed, operating? The biggest thing, and I say this now, like, start thinking of slow season and start fucking budgeting 3 months of expenses in the bank, locked up. Go get yourself a money market account, leave it in there. Money market will help it grow so it's not depreciating. Sorry, my allergies are freaking killing me, so my nose and my eyes have been watering like hell, so pardon me. If you put 3 months worth of expenses in there and just fucking leave it there, right? I would 3 months of whatever, you know, for some people that's 30K, for some people it might be 70K, other people might be 10K. 3 months of expenses in the freaking bank, in a money market, under the same bank you work with now. In the event that you need to just quickly transfer it in, you can transfer it. It's not stuck. It's not a, you know, it's not a CD account or any of that stuff. It's you liquid. You have full access to it.
Yeah, that November, December, that's what I'm prepping for, because I'm in Michigan, and that's Snow City here, baby.
And unfortunately, it's also Christmas. We have Christmas shopping to do, so it's going to be easier to budget. Like once you fill that tank of your 3 months of expenses, usually that's when in the beginning of the year, you know, at the end of the year, you can use that as paying yourself a bonus if you can, if it justifies itself. If not, you can obviously roll it over and to the cash register for next year, which is fine. Then you don't have to sweat as much. But always having like 30K set aside, again, that might be more than someone listening to this call might need for 3 months of expenses. Mine, unfortunately, is like mine's about 150,000. So for wow. three months of expenses. Yeah, my payroll, no matter what, it's like 50 grand a month. So that's the cost of not wanting to shoot anymore. I don't want to fucking shoot.
Fair. So. Yeah. Mine's only, I would say, like 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't seem so far away. I mean, basically at the beginning of the year, what you'll do is you'll replenish that money market account, and they're pretty much, most banks are free to open a money market, costs nothing. You know, it's not going to make you rich, but at least it won't, you know, it keeps up with inflation. And, you know, you can also get creative and invest your money into index funds, all that good stuff. That's what I do with Staffify. So I'm a little creative. I don't think that's appropriate platform for this call, because I'm a little bit more aggressive on how I treat and allocate saved money. Because like if I needed to liquidate it, it would probably take 10 days. So it's not the most sustainable. But then again, if I needed to float anything, like my credit card limits, are there for that reason, not, you know, or if I needed to have a line of credit, like all of that. I'm not worried. Like money is always going to be available to you guys. And I want you to like really understand that. Like sometimes it may not very well be your own, and you have to understand that shouldering a little bit of debt can be healthy, right? As long as it's going towards the right sort of things. Not like I used to consult some dude and he ended up firing me or telling me he couldn't work with me anymore because he and his wife decided to remodel his master bedroom to the tune of like $40,000. It was like, you are fucking. So he was like laying off employees and stuff, and I was like, I felt bad for him, but not really. Like he made that decision. So you just have to operate in a way where you can, you know, you want to feel comfortable. You want to be able to take some time off when and if you need to do whatever it is you want to do. Entrepreneurship, like I know you all signed up for this, like, and you'll grind, but you also have to like step away sometimes and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But a lot of people can't because the reasons of improper planning or not, you know, allocating their time correctly to their business. So I'm here to open up the floor a little too, because I want to make sure I answer your questions. There's a few key numbers I've given you guys here in terms of.
Lost him.
Just up to us now. We gotta figure it out.
That's not how you stop. That's not how you stop the screen share. Sorry.
You were saying, so you're opening the floor?
Excuse me. What'd you say?
You're opening the floor for questions?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So one question I had was, what do you do for your different businesses to keep them? How do you track them separately? Because you have, you know, you work in multiple areas, right? You have your New England spot and your Florida. How do you keep those separate, or do you not?
I don't. I have foreign LLCs set up for both not both businesses, but for Fly Listed, I have foreign LLC set up. Both are tracked on QuickBooks right here, as you can see.
Okay.
All the states come into here, Fly Listed, and then of course Staffify on its own. So keeping finances separate, that's one of the beauties. I mean, I hope to have 5 to 10 businesses someday, each of them obviously operating on their own little QuickBooks account here. But that, yeah, no, I don't have, like, if you're servicing multiple states, you still should not, unless you're like going out and actually getting a physical LLC for each state because that's what you want to do. I'll tell you, like Microsoft, how many stores do they have in the US? I don't know, hundreds. You think they have an LLC set up and a separate accounting set up for each of this? No, it all flows into, I guess, unless these were franchises, but I'm just trying to make a point simple for you of everything should just flow into what we would call one singular point of truth.
Well, I guess what my concern is that I want to be able to track the stats separately. And if I'm using everything like in Ario, right, or for Utonimo, like to see how well this market is doing versus how well this market is doing, and what do I need to do to adjust for each one? Yeah.
I mean, I think there's probably better systems out there. Are you trying? What other states are you operating in? Is that why, or is it?
No, it's still no. But I would have a separate market, right? Because everything in New York is so different than everything else. And so I think I mentioned I'm starting a new branch, like a more upstate, like Hudson Valley area.
Okay.
And the pricing structure is going to be different. Everything, like all the offerings are going to be different because it just has to be. So I want to be able to like know what's working, what's not working, how much that business is bringing in, and the expenses, and keep all those numbers clean. I'm like, maybe I just need a bookkeeper, but maybe there's a simpler solution. Like, does QuickBooks do that for you? You know?
I don't think I mean, technically, yeah, QuickBooks could definitely do it, because on your general ledger, like, which is your kind of like the declaration of independence for your business, like you can set yours up to be, you know, I mean, and technically we could have done it for Florida, and we probably should have, but at the end of the day, like, we could always go back and track it if we needed to. But at the end of the day, we're just one centralized economy. So we just need to make sure. Now, is that great advice? No, like you should know how each of your independent markets are doing. 100%. For us, not as much of a priority. And again, because we can probably, we are not probably, I mean, we can definitely fix that sort of at any point we need to. So having said that, you can either set up, did you say you're using QuickBooks or not? You're not yet?
Not yet. No, but I was talking to a bookkeeper about it and she was going to maybe help me set it up and stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, everything in my REO, that it does a lot of tracking for me, but it doesn't really keep track of my expenses, so it's not that helpful.
Yeah. So I mean, even for you, like at the end of the year, like I'm like, how are you figuring out like, hey, that steak dinner you took some girl out on a date for, like, how are you writing that off?
Can you write that off? Because that doesn't sound like a business expense.
Bro, every what do they say? Every meal is a business meal.
My tax preparer said no. Said that's not.
Okay, well, I'm not. Listen, like I'll give you my advice and you can do what you want with it, but
of course, yeah.
Every meal I've eaten out in the last, and I'll probably spend like 20 to 50 grand a year because I just like to go out to eat. Every fucking thing, and it's usually just me and my girlfriend, or maybe it's me. Every meal is a fucking business meal. How are they going to know that you don't talk about business? Or maybe you talk to the waiter and he became a client of yours. It's just
that's
like
my thought, but she was like, well, if you're whatever you have to do, like you have to eat a meal, like you can only write off so much. And then they would, if you did get audited, then they would want to see receipts and like what the discussion was that you had, like for all those things. So I don't know. Look, I obviously don't know what I'm doing. But that's what I thought too. I was like, well, this person could be a client. This could be a client. I want to shoot in this area. I need to eat lunch. Like, but.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. The likelihood of you getting audited while you're under $1 million a year, very unlikely. Can it happen? Sure. Yeah. And I'm not saying to like cook the books at all. I'm not saying like I've played it straight since the beginning, right? Like, but I am also taking it, and I will continue to play it straight till the very end. All of my businesses, like, there's not one penny accounted for. I've never unaccounted for any transaction. I report all of my income. A lot of people don't. Like my barber's like, Zal me. I'm like, what a nightmare. How are you going to prove that when you go to buy a fucking house with a mortgage?
Yeah.
But I take advantage of the same tax forgivenesses that everybody around me does. It's like you either learn the system and play it, or you become, or you become the system. It's just, you know what I mean? Because the way it's set up, like self-employment tax, I mean, dude, think about like Jeff Bezos paying $0 in taxes. He's not a criminal. He just understands what he can do.
Right.
So, you operate however you need to operate with your morals and all that. But I would definitely lean into, excuse me. Sorry, my girlfriend's coming back with a bunch of Benadryl for me.
About to get sleepy.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Friday. I'm chilling. But like, yeah, dude. I mean, there's so much. There's so much. I mean, I'm not even saying just food, right? Like, I bought a business vehicle in Staffify's name. It's a great car, expensive car. It was like $100 and something thousand car. Do you think every trip I'm taking in that car is related to business? No, absolutely not. Right? Are they gonna have to stop it? Are they gonna have to like? Are they gonna go back and check and see? Like, no. I can definitely become a problem if you're, like typically when people are getting like SEC investigations and shit, like when things get super real, that's where they're gonna have a lot more scrutiny on like the likelihood of you actually going and what's the word I'm looking for? Was your meal a business meal?
Yeah.
Like especially if you do a lot of meals by yourself, like you jumped on the phone and you got on a call, like or you did a Zoom virtual lunch Zoom with somebody else. It's like it's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah. You're right though. Like even me, like I've been a career bartender for a really long time, And dude, all the time I'd see the same people on like Friday and Saturday nights handing me their business card. It's just them drinking and eating. And I'd see them year over year over year, and they were doing the same exact thing. Like,
oh, for sure, bro.
The amount of times I've seen business cards just get swiped, and I'm like, this dude's just fucking off, like whatever. Like, and I see him like 3-4 times a week, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm careful about it. Like if I'm like, I always know that if things are gonna be like, for one, like I don't do my independent meals anymore at all. Like I just don't. I used to do my Starbucks every day. I'd spend like 150 a month on Starbucks.
Yeah.
I would expense all that all the time. I mean, I've done it this way for 6 years, dude. It's like every drop of gas in my car, I've used my company card for, which that's of course an easy one.
Really, I don't use my company card for gas because I take the mileage deduction. So I don't know if that.
Oh, I think you can still. Yeah, no, I think you might. I think some people's mileage. My mileage is, I get like 10 miles to the gallon in my car, but I also don't drive it very far or a lot either. So
yeah, well, and you own your car. I think when you own the car for the business, and again, like this is just being technical, and there's some sway there, but like I think since my vehicle like is my personal vehicle, I get to just write off 75 cents every mile I drive for business.
Is it that much now?
It's 75 cents, dude. It's fucking awesome. That's what gave me a badass refund last year. Was it gave me like a $6,000 refund for just like because my mileage was so high, and it was only 60 cents last year. Now it's up to like 73, 75 cents a mile.
Damn. That's
so I track that like a lot because I drive a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely. I remember when I was doing like 50,000 miles a year, so might have been for. But this was the last I remember is like 0.62 cents a mile.
Yeah, now it's up in the 70 cents. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
badass.
Crazy. I'm probably gonna get boned by my contractors here.
Oh shit.
Yeah. One more question for you, Paul. So you have a bookkeeper, right?
I do, yes.
So what do they do for you? What did you ask them to do? And how does that
so they just close up my books each and every single month. So you have to reconcile your account, meaning, hey, did all of the transactions that you claim to be business transactions, do your beginning and ending balances of your bank account match up? And you always want that result to spit out true. There should be no difference between what you have in your bank and what your business thinks is in your bank. So you just go ahead and for you guys, and I can always make recommendations, but it should be about $100 to $150 a month tops for somebody to do that for you.
What about for like setting up the process in QuickBooks and stuff? Like, did you have them help you with that or no?
No, I didn't. I imagine maybe they would. There's really not much to set up. All you're gonna do is when you log into QuickBooks, you put the accounts in, any accounts that have to do with your business, you put them in there. And then it's going to say, do you want me to pull the last 3 months of transactions? Do you want me to pull the last 6 months, 12 months, or all of them? And for your case, it would be all of them. And when you get in there, you're going to basically dictate like, hey, this was sales, this is income, or what is this expense? Is it a business expense? If it's not, like if you have cards or bank accounts you're operating with that all have account or expenses that get pulled in that are unrelated to business, then you just omit those. You can basically click it and say like delete transaction. And it's not like deleting it from the world, it's just deleting it from QuickBooks thinking it had anything to do with business. Now, again, if you're using a business checking account and a business credit card, then it becomes much easier. You're not omitting anything. For me on Sapphire, when I come in, I do have a lot more transactions to sort because I'm using a card that I intermingle with business because it's got great rewards though.
So wait, so is that a personal card? Like
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
And you just have that dedicated for business stuff. You don't use it for.
I mean, I'll use it for some things. Like I don't know why I do. There's really no rhyme or reason because sometimes I'll just like when my girlfriend needs a card to go do something, I'll like give it to her. But for the most part, yeah, that card is used for business expenses. But like if I'm at like that's how I sort of know it. When I buy things I know I can't expense, I'll use my a Capital One Venture X card, and then when I buy things I know I can expense, I have a Delta Reserve card that gets like, it has like 190,000 flight points on it now, and I'll use it when I need to fly somewhere.
Okay, cool. Yeah, those card recommendations would be awesome if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, I'll definitely send some for you. And again, that's fine to do it that way. And the other caveat to it is like, business credit cards don't report to the credit bureau, and your personal one, they only if you fuck up they do. So like if you were to default on your business card, like it would impact your credit, but it doesn't help your credit at all when you are doing exactly what you should be doing, which seems
shit.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that.
But personal cards, obviously, like my credit score is like 813 right now. And a big part of that is because I'll spend $20,000, $30,000 a month on my business credit card and then pay it off with business capital. And they're like, damn, this dude, basically your credit score is your ability to repay debt. It's your score on how your ability. And that tells the system your ability to repay debt is very, very good. Therefore, like, if I needed to go get a car loan or something like, or interest or mortgage, whatever, like my interest rates would be low. So there's a little bit deeper of a strategy as to like why I'm using a personal credit card. It skyrocketed my credit. I mean, it was stagnant at like 704 forever, and now it's in the 800.
Yeah, there's that weird spot in the 700s where you just don't move out of. Like,
yeah, I know. I was stuck there for like a year and a half. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna just get out a personal credit card.
Paul, this has been awesome. Thank you so much. I have to jump for a thing at 4, but
no, it's all good. I only imagine running till then. I think again, like there's so much more to cover, but I think if you guys just at least like go get your QuickBooks set up at the very least and pay attention to those two numbers in the beginning, then I would definitely, you know, like I can advise you guys till you're blue in the face. It's just a matter of you have to know your numbers and stuff.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I need to get on that. So
yeah.
All right. Thanks guys. Thanks, Paul.
Sure.
Appreciate you as always.
Any questions too before
appreciate
I said see ya?
Let's say again.
I said, did you have any questions?
No, man. I think like I know exactly what to do. My biggest thing is I need to get inject some cash flow back into the business like aggressively. And so something I'm trying to do is put together like a campaign to do like the realtor bio videos, because they get slow for me during the November, December months. And a lot of people are talking to me about, you know, their marketing and rebranding and stuff and yada yada. And so I'm trying to like productize like an intro rate for like, hey, like here's a 30-second about you video. It's nice, clean, polished, simple. And then we can like add on a bunch of profitable like add-ons. Like you want some B-roll of yourself while you're talking, like we'll add that on for $300. And
how's the furniture store going, by the way, too?
It's good. So this is the first month that we did that we started, because he went on vacation. They did their grand opening. I'm actually gonna edit a video for like a local, for them to go on like our local news station, which will be kind of cool.
Nice. Have you
and they upgraded from the 2,500 to 3,500 bucks a month. So I got them at 3,500. So I just billed them, got them on auto pay on the first of the month. It's annoying though, because I just got that money in my bank account, and then I used it to freaking pay myself, pay this, pay that, and then bam, I'm like, okay, I stabilized everything, but I hate spending all that money once it comes in.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. Yeah, well, dude, that's sick. So that, I mean, that's 3,500 a year is what, like 30,000 bucks a year?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think it's like 43,000, 3,500 times 12, 42,000.
42 grand. That's one client, bro. One client. You know how many people would fucking kill for that?
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, if I wish like I didn't like fuck up the airport one. Not that like we can't continue, but like right now we put a pause on that just because before like I started, you know, you started mentoring us, I sold him on the deliverables and not the time. And now I switched that to I'm selling the time, the guaranteed time with an estimated amount of deliverables. So he was a little underwhelmed, but like, dude, at that airport, it's the same shit happening every day. And sometimes those guys are just twiddling their thumbs. And then when I have a time carved out to be there in a busy schedule, I get like barely any content. And so I couldn't, so I set a bad precedent saying like, hey, yeah, we can get you like 5 posts a week, like between photo and video stuff.
Yeah.
And that shot, and so we reevaluate. I'm like, hey, like, let me wrap up like whatever we're working on and like let's reevaluate from there, because I there's not enough happening on, like, some days there's no planes flying in, so there's nothing to film, and that was the only time I allocated to meet him out there, and I was kind of left to my own devices. So it'd have been nice to have 2 3,500 retainers at the moment, but I've only got one. But I've learned, and I'm gonna knock it out of the park with this one, and hopefully this next 2 months my goal is to get like 2 more people.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna make a huge difference, especially like your your slow seasons. You could essentially virtually have no slow seasons. I don't know why more people aren't like so aware of this. I saw you dropped in something the other day on Facebook, because I love to just go in there and like blow people's minds.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I'm like on a fucking rampage. I'm basically saying like fuck the real estate agents.
Yeah, man, that's tough. Because like, yeah, you're right. Like you were talking about allocating 10% to editing costs. Like I would say in the top like 30% of photography pricing, and I still spend like 20% on just photo editing and the delivery platform. And I'm like, shit, like I gotta talk my editors down or something. I tried the auto HDR, but that took too much of my time to fix errors and stuff.
Oh my god, dude, I fucking know, bro. You know how many people are buying like it's I mean it's awesome, but a lot of people right now are buying like QC specialists from Staffify because of how many issues there are with auto HDR. So
dude, that's what I mean. I'd rather pay the extra 10 cents a photo for, like, I paid 70 cents. I could talk my guy down to 60 cents, I'm sure. And auto HDR is like 50 cents. And like, dude, for an extra 10 cents a photo, hell yeah, I'd rather have someone physically QCing every time. So like, I don't see the hype behind that. That shit was giving me headaches, man.
Dude, seriously, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that people, and it's like for these guys, they want to. I think it's kind of just a hype thing right now. Like everyone wants to buy it, but it's I mean, where will it be in 2 years? Maybe, sure, but I don't have time to fucking like have my clients be fucking around with like different shit. Like I don't want them to. They don't want me to be experimenting with their fucking work. So
yeah, well, and then plus the Twilights, dude, it physically rearranges the house. Like when I process it through a Twilight, it changes features of the house, and that's like a big deal in real estate. Like you can't fucking do that and market that,
right?
Like,
yeah,
that's a big problem. But yeah, that's my big goal is to start injecting some cash going into this slow season.